Okay, great. So it is Thursday the 18th of May, 2023. Quest 37, that's amazing. We're here at St Bartholomew's Church in Oldenburg, which is in a little place in the district of Essen in Germany. It's an amazing place. It's a 7th century church. Obviously it goes back way before that time. But what's interesting here is it says that within one of the walls here is supposed to be a jewel that is hidden. Is that true? We don't know. We don't know. Who can say? But what we can say is the beautiful, beautiful artworks, the wonderful stained glasses that are here. This is what I expect to see in church. It's beautiful, isn't it? On this one alone, I'm just sort of, there's so many to look at, so we're going to see a couple that are particularly of interest to me. Look at the way that the chap here on the right-hand side's got his feet, and it's almost in a sort of switch-off fashion. We've got the child here with basically, shoes on her feet. She's looking up at the Empress, the Queen, who's carrying a little section of roses. So the red rose obviously comes into play. We know that comes into play quite a bit. Look beyond that. We've actually got the church in the background, the castle, the cathedral, the church. It's more the background picture that's of more interest to me. And the purple clouds and the blue-purple sky. So there's a lot to be seen in that particular picture. Very interesting indeed. Very interesting. As we go down, we can see we've got all the usual signs of the cross on the walls here as we go around. And then we just come to. And isn't that wonderful? If we just sit and see down there, we can see where we're heading towards. There's lots of stained glass, so I'm not going to talk too much about, like I say, apart from the particular ones of interest. St Bartholomew's Church, Oldenburg, Germany. Beautiful church, nicely kept. I even tried some of my German speaking with a little old lady who popped in earlier on. She was very sweet and very kind, as I was trying to remember my language, as it were. This is the prize piece of the entire church. And it's a prize piece because on so many different levels. I love the fact, if you start at the top and we'll work right the way down, that's probably the easiest way. So right at the top there, we've got a Samuel Moore, the usual, circle of 8. 8 points to the circle. Yeah. So, and then if we come down to the central point from the right top, we can see we've got the triangle, the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. And from the all-seeing eye to both sides of that, we've got the Templar cross, so which is quite nice. It can be called many things, I guess, but Templar cross. I do like the fact that we've got the fleur-de-lis on both sides on the next 2 columns coming down there. And then, what I do like as well is we've got what we call the harvest egg, which I probably haven't made reference to before. We've got the harvest egg on the other 2 columns. I won't say too much about that today. As we come further down, we can see a nice little bit of plain bit, which I like, before we get to the wonderful detail of what's really there and what we're about. Here we see the monk in a purple robe. Interesting. Grey and purple. Interesting colours. And he's obviously his white tunics there. Bowing down to a deity. Is it Jesus? I'm not quite convinced because it looks more like a female lady, to be fair. So, and then we've got the 2 angels either side. We've got Gabriel obviously on the left-hand side. We've got Michael on the right, dashing Michael as he is, with his wonderful red wings there as well, always showing a little bit of red in the wings. I like the fact that the lady bowing down or kneeling down on the floor there, she's actually being passed a rosemary. And that's emblematical as well, as we well know. We've got the blue egg. The egg of time here, look, the blue egg represents an egg of time, so it's about time and timefold. And this time around, which you don't always see, which is quite a rarity, you've got the little dachshund dog there. Can we see the little dachshund dog there holding a wonderful yellow flower? And the yellow flower is a dandelion. Now, so if there's anything that we can take from this picture to look at more, we've got the roses to the right, obviously. So we've got the roses as usual. We've got the egg of time, we've got the purple of the craft, we have the rosemary that's being passed down, Not to mention the scriptures that are open on a certain page on the floor there to the right-hand side. As we go up, we've got Michael and Gabriel, obviously. And most importantly, we've got the harvest egg further up there, which is quite interesting to see. So that's a lovely piece of work there. As in most of these churches, obviously you get the confessional. We can see the confessional box just there to the right. And then we come into this beautiful area, and this is probably the most prime piece of the church. I almost call it a lady chapel, actually, I guess, in some respects. But it's not, it's far more than being a lady chapel. I love the fact we've got the black and white transference there. The black and white we know is quite emblematical in many respects. We know that the high altar's got black and white tiles as well, that we'll come to in a moment. So we've got the black and white tiles representing good and bad, and that there are innocents within the mix, as it were, some may say. This is a lovely piece here. I absolutely love it. We can see we've got the grief as they're bringing Jesus through. Just watch how they're all holding and what they're holding, but they've all got those urns here. You can see those. Look beyond the original picture and look much more detail. I love the fact we've got the cross here at the top, and that she's holding her heart there. Look, you see like the heart, which often how we see Jesus depicted, isn't it, holding his hand against a heart, as it were. So a very fascinating piece of artwork. Above there, we've got Bartholomew himself. I don't know how much of that you can see. It's quite high up there, but it's probably better at a different angle, I guess. But he's there nevertheless. We've got some nice pictures of that as well. If we just come around here then, just to the high altar, obviously watch the steps as it are. And I just love, I always see so many different designs of the Alpha to Omega and the key and that sort of thing. And here I can see that in beautiful detail. And we've got, it's just absolutely divine. I love it. You know, we've got the little roses here on each of the quarters, the quadrants. Lovely Alpha to Omega. We've got the Kira entwined, but you've also got the Circle of 8. And we've got the Saltire cross, as we can see, bedded in there as well. So many different things in that particular area that I find quite interesting in many respects. Beautiful altarpiece. We'll just pan around here. Here we are. Isn't it lovely? I like this. Hello, Dominique. Yeah, and the date. Love that. And we're just going to go over to here, show you the last little piece that I want to show you. St. Augustus. Just stop where you are. And we've got St. Augustus here. This is the last piece I wanted to show you today in St. Bartholomew's Church. St. Augustus, a lovely piece, holding the staff of wisdom. See what he's holding in his hand, you see? Emblematical as well. He's wearing white gloves, and his white gloves have 4 little pearls on each side of them. You see on the back of the hand of the gloves there. So he's wearing the gloves there. Very, very unique. Very unique indeed. Absolutely beautiful church. I think this is as much as I would want to show you today. If you ever get a chance to come to Oldenburg, Germany, do so. It's certainly a very nice place.